University, weird time. So I've been thinking about it a lot lately, and I feel like my university experience was a little bizarre. To be fair, I didn't pick a degree that has like a fast track into an actual job. Like if you say that you're doing law, it's like, oh, you're a lawyer. If you say you're doing like nursing, you're gonna be a nurse. Teaching, teacher. I did a Bachelor of Communications with a minor in writing and cultural stuff. Obviously really useful. The very first thing that I remember from university, everyone who was doing communications had to come sit into a huge lecture hall. And the person at the front started talking about like, okay, put up your hand if you're doing like media, PR. I remember they got to journalism. All of these people put their hands up. The person just started like killing themselves laughing and went, none of you are going to have a job in 10 years. Do you really want to say that to the entire student body on the first day? Don't be a lawyer, don't be a journalist. People don't want journalism anymore. They want a succinct tweet or a headline that they can skim their eyes across and then bring up in conversation later like they know what they're talking about. Prove me wrong. One of the classes that I took at university, identity and body or something, already alarm bells should be ringing. We sat in the lecture and the very first thing that she said was, look at your hand. Is it really your hand? How do you know it's your hand? Don't trust your senses. You can't trust those. It all sort of went downhill from there. Open your books to Foucault, everybody. We're going to talk about things that nobody should bother with. Like, crux of this entire course was that we went on a field trip to a morgue and we stood in a room with a cadaver. I'm not kidding. And it was, I know, probably supposed to be a reflection of life and to be then like, oh, you know, what does it mean? This dead body and I'm alive and what is the real difference? How do we know if we're not trusting the senses? I don't know. I stopped speaking wanker halfway through the class. Somebody complained, this isn't right. What about the rights of dead bodies? You know, I'm not saying that person was wrong, but when you've been sitting in that class for 8 weeks and you've got 4 weeks left and you think, look, at the end of it, at least I'm gonna see a dead body. Maybe that's gonna be a life experience that I'll never have anywhere else. I mean, hopefully. In a macabre way, it felt kind of like when people just took health in high school because they knew that there was a ski trip in year 11. Then all of a sudden it would just be like, due to bad behaviour last year, the ski trip has been cancelled, and everyone would be like, why did I take? Is that a normal thing? Do people's wanky psychology existential courses normally have that? Another thing that happened at university, I didn't have a laptop. I couldn't afford a laptop. My family wasn't going to be, you know, exactly buying me a tablet for my birthday or anything like that. So I paid 90 cents every week and I printed off my readings. And I remember sitting in this class with my printed out readings that I'd highlighted, that I read on my train. I remember this person in tutorial coming over me and being like, how dare you? How dare you have printed out readings? Do you not care about the environment? This is disgusting. She went on and on, like a full tirade. Everyone's turned to me, my face is red. And I said the only thing that I could think of. I went, I'm sorry, I'm poor. Yeah, it would be great if I could, you know, have this on my little e-notes and all typed out, but I couldn't afford that. That's one way to get somebody to stop pestering you. When I was on the train, reading my readings, as I did for an hour and a half there and an hour and a half back every day, people used to try and look over my shoulder and read my readings, and it was like, buddy, don't do that. Because my readings weren't like profound things. My readings were like about genital mutilation. There was one really in-depth reading where it went through the sensation of lactating for like 60 pages. I don't know what educational content I got out of that. And people would always look over and they'd sort of do like a, oh, like, I'm sick of looking at my phone, so I guess I'll see what this kid's doing. And they would sort of lean over and you would literally see them sort of skim read a couple of sentences and then just go, no. I was in a class with a guy. I wasn't really like friends with him. We were kind of acquaintances. I'd done like a group project with him, so we were kind of on speaking terms. Little did I know that he was on the television series Puberty Blues. And I come into class and everyone's like tittering, oh my god, what's going on? Oh my gosh, did you watch the sex scene? I had no idea this guy was an actor. So it turns out that the night before, he had a sex scene on this television show where he's like losing his virginity to this girl. It's Channel 10 trying to be edgy. We probably saw like half a breast. He had like this long floppish sort of hair that he would then push back. I think it was like a woven headband, tie-dye shirts that were like way too big for a smelly hippie kind of vibe. Plot twist, it turned out that he'd only been having the long hair because of the show, because it's set in the 70s. This guy He had timed it so well. He came in the day after this sex scene happened, and they must have finished filming because he had cut his hair. He came in wearing like skinny jeans, leather jacket, totally different person. He like took off his Ray-Bans in slow motion like he was Zac Efron 17 again. And he was so hot. And it was like, well, no one can say anything anymore. So all the titters sort of like died down. It was like, oh, okay. One of my teachers actually was the person who wrote the book for Puberty Blues, because that's Australia. University paid $20,000 and got a piece of paper. But at least I'm not America.
Doop. Oh shit.
Awesome.